It's not playing the game. It's winning that counts.
Yeah, baby. We're going to go out there and win.
This is Just Win Bets, baby.
Just win, baby.
With Joe DeFan and Shane O'Mac.
How do they keep winning?
Live on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
And here we go again. It is, of course, Just Win Bets, baby, on the Belief Network. Shane O'Mac, Joe DeFan. We've got an hour-packed show for you with our good friend to the end. Uncle Lou is here. Lou Finocchiaro will join us in about 20 minutes there, Shano. And let's take a look at the agenda here. Russell Westbrook retires. The Field of Dreams game is currently going on. It is 2-0 at the end of one. As I alluded to earlier, Lou Finocchiaro will join us with his best bets as we look at UFC 330. We'll check in, of course, in about 50 minutes with the WNBA bets, MLB Leagues Cup, NFL preseason games, all 6 of them. We did all pizzas for those. We'll check in on that later on. But Shana, what the hell is going on with? Let me just. Okay, here's the deal. LSU cornerback DJ Pickett says he has no plans to change out of the number 5. And a pushback from the 2023 Heisman Trophy winner, you and I know him very well, of Jayden Daniels of the Washington Skins, saying that the situation won't distract his focus on the NFL season. He says, Pickett states, I've worn this number my whole life since I was 4 years old. The sophomore said Thursday, it's the number I was promised by LSU. I wish Jayden the best, good player, and he did real good here. So that's all. Now, the attorneys representing Jayden Daniels has informed LSU that it can no longer use his name, image, or likeness, according to an August 5th letter sent to Tigers athletic director, Mr. Ashbury, a copy of which was obtained by ESPN earlier 2 days ago. At the center of the dispute, according to the statement from Jayden Daniels, is that the Tigers are allowing Pickett to wear the number 5 jersey that's Daniels wore when he became LSU's 3rd Heisman Trophy winner in 2023. The Daniels family is deeply disappointed and feels profoundly disrespected by LSU decision to give Jayden's number to another player, which happens to be a defensive player. Shano, I got nothing, man.
This is crazy on so many different levels. First of all, who cares? It's a number, right? But and it depends on who you listen to. There's like conflicting reports coming out here about this whole thing. Some people are saying that it's all started because Jayden Daniels is upset that they gave away his 5 jersey number to another player in LSU, because this is the reason why. There's only been 3 Heisman winners in LSU's history. You had Billy Cannon way back in the day, number 20, and that number's retired. That's the only number retired by LSU, so no one can wear that.
Sure.
And then you have Joe Burrow, who won it pretty recently, however long it was, 5-6 years ago, whatever it was, right? That's number 9. No one's worn number 9 since Joe Burrow left and went to the NFL. And then you have Jayden Daniels, number 5, and he feels like it's only 2.5, 3 years later, someone's wearing his number, show some respect to my name, and he feels a little slighted by that. And this is where it's all stemming from. That's what some people think, right? And at some point, I get the point what he's trying to make, but at the other point, the other 2, Cannon and Burrow, brought national titles along with that Heisman Trophy, right? So that's a big thing there to add on, right? Burrow won the national title on the LSU team. That was incredible. That was an incredible LSU team with your boy Coach O, right? He was the head coach.
The Tigers.
And then Cannon won it way back in the day. I forget when he played. It was like before I was born, but he brought a national title there too. So some people are saying, like, is that the requirement? You have to have a Heisman and a national title, or is just the Heisman enough to get it? And then other people are saying the other side of the story here is that they're saying that he had an NIL deal with LSU for 180 days or something like that, 180 months, whatever it was, 180 days after he left the school, so they can continue selling his stuff and he gets like a cut of it. And that expired. And now he's not getting as much money as he was, and they're still using his name, image, and likeness to get people to recruits there. They're still selling his jersey, and he's not getting as big of a cut from LSU from that. So I don't know, man. To me, it kind of sounds like, why are you dealing with this? You're making big money in the NFL. Move on. It just seems soft. It seems petty. Like, right? It's not a good look for him at all.
I'm going to have to agree with that. I got to be careful with my words first off, because my good friend, I went to high school with her. She's a lawyer, a councilwoman down there, and she attended LSU. So no disrespect, but I'm going to tell it like it is, as you know there, Shayna, okay? Jayden, you've got a job to do. Your job, okay, is to rehab your knee that you had, surgery and all this other stuff last season.
The elbow, everything else.
Elbow, or was it knee?
Yeah, both. He had the knee early in the season.
And elbow, okay.
He had the knee early in the season. He came back, and then remember he had that was nasty.
Yeah, that's right.
Bent backwards and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. The second thing is, you're the starting quarterback of the Washington Skins, and you have a new offense that you have to learn. Not saying that you're not able to learn it. Not saying, you also have new receivers, one being Diggs, that you have to build chemistry with, and there's timing and all this other stuff. It's great that you build timing with Terry. It's great that you build timing with, Luke McCaffrey, among other players. But you have a tight end that we got in the offseason that you have to build chemistry and you have to build timing relationships. It takes time. The third thing is, let me ask you this. You've mentioned the gentleman that won the first national title for LSU. That jersey is retired. I believe that was what, number 22, 20?
20, number 20.
Did Burrow's jersey get retired from LSU?
It has not been retired. It's just
not yet.
Off limits. It's just off limits. Nobody.
It's just off limits. Okay.
Yeah, you can't. No one's worn number 9 since Burrow.
Okay, I agree with you. He hasn't won jack. You didn't win jack for Washington yet. It's great that you went to the NFC Championship for Washington. Fantastic. But you haven't won jack yet. Okay? When you win a Heisman Trophy, fantastic. But did you win a national title with it? No. Shut up with that stupid number. Move on. No one cares. That's like saying, hey, I wore 73. Okay? And no one's going to wear it at my high school. I don't care. Okay? It's not, hey, it's in the rafter. No one, I don't care anymore. We're talking about what, 35, 40 years ago? That's telling my age there, right? Yeah. But no one cares. What I do care about is the very nice ring that I saw on Hard Knocks the other night from the Seattle Seahawks. It was huge.
Oh, yeah. Those rings get bigger and bigger every year, man.
That's what we want. We don't care about your number this. And why do you have to waste time and energy on, hey, number 5 and call my attorney and don't shut up with that.
I got two questions here for it. I wonder if he had a gentleman's agreement with LSU's prior football leadership that hey, this will be kind of off limits, maybe not forever, but maybe until some time has passed, right?
Sure.
But you got to remember, LSU's got a new coach, right? So they got a brand new coach. It's not the same coach that when Jayden was there, right? So all that probably went right out the window. And Lane Kiffin doesn't care about anything. He'll do anything to get any recruit there, right?
Sure.
So he probably brought that kid in who apparently is a great player, DJ Pickett. He probably just had the number 5 jersey waiting in a locker with his name on the back saying hey, look, this could be yours, type of deal. So that's one question I have there is if you had it, no one knows that or not, but that could have been a thing. And the other question is this coming from Jayden or is it coming from his mom that is his manager and seems to get her fingernails into everything? She is everything, and she gets all entangled in she causes more trouble than he does most of the time.
Yeah, you got to cut the cord with that. I don't mind taking care of mom. We buy her a new house. Maybe she can look over the money. Sure. But being my agent or being my manager or whatever, no, guy, that needs to stop. You need to cut the cord there.
Well, when he was a rookie, she wouldn't even let him date people. because she was like, she didn't want no money grubbing woman to come after him and take his money, which I get. Every parent's going to think that in their heads, but no one's going to stop their son from going out on a date with a girl, right?
Sure. Okay. This I blame on the alumni. This is where my friend, don't sue me if she's listening. Don't sue me.
You might get a cease and desist letter here.
Yeah, I might have. I might. I hope. First off, before I get in my tangent or get on my soapbox there, I hope the family's doing well. And she's got kids that are attending LSU. But let me continue. The issue is the alum. Maybe if you paid a little bit more attention and paid a little bit more out of pocket, this wouldn't be a problem. That's all I'm going to say. You don't find these problems, okay, in a lot of this is a question, and we're going to have, of course, the wise men on very soon. This is a question that, I don't hear stuff out of that from Michigan State, especially in the basketball. I don't know.
I mean, and for college football, man, they don't retire numbers a lot in college football because
correct.
College football rosters are huge. They're huge.
Oh,
Some programs have 90 kids on it, right?
Yeah.
And you can't retire multiple numbers because you just don't have enough numbers.
Yeah.
So schools usually only have, like 1, maybe 2, 3 at most that are retired. Like LSU only has that one, and they have this Burrow one that no one's used, number 9. But I'm sure that's not going to be forever for Burrow. If it does, it might be. I mean, he had an incredible season. He brought him a national title, so it could be. But it's like colleges don't retire numbers a lot. They just don't because they have a ton. They have a huge roster in the college football. It's huge. It's massive.
Yeah.
My main thing about it is it just makes them look soft, and it makes it look like it's such a petty thing to worry about.
Right.
It just focus on the season that's ahead. You're in training camp right now. You have a preseason game tomorrow. You're probably not playing for that in that game, but it doesn't matter. Prepare for it like you are. Get ready for it like you're playing the game in the regular season, right? That's what the preseason's there for. Focus on that stuff instead of talking to your lawyers about a college you went to for 2 years, not even all 4 years. You went there for 2 years. You played pretty good, on your last year. Your first year there, you played average. Honestly, if you think about it, right? His Heisman year, he had an incredible year. Don't get him wrong, right? That was a great year. But it's not like you spent 4 years there and was like a 3-year starter and yada, 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 right? Tim Tebow, who had one of the best college careers of all time, his number's not retired in Florida.
Right.
So you hear him yelling and complaining about it? No.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And actually, this is funny. Ole Miss took on LSU, and Jayden, I saw a clip. Jayden was running, trying to gain some yards, and this safety or whatever came out and wham, knocked him until tomorrow. And the ball came flying out. So just shut up about it. Focus on the Skins. You already lost your left tackle. I'm worried about that.
Yes.
Anyway,
So I just looked it up, by the way. I was bringing on Tim Tebow. Once again, national championship he brought them at Florida, right? Yep. Several players have worn his number 15. Several. You never heard once him talk about it, right? He won the Heisman as well, right? It blows my mind. Like, it's just, who cares? That's behind you now. You're on to bigger and better things. Move on. Move on. Worry about you now.
Exactly.
Moving forward. How can I improve to make the Skins and make the playoffs this year? That's what you need to be worried on.
Exactly. Let's look at, of course, our next story here. As Russell Westbrook, I'm not a fan of his. Westbrook, of course, who played 18 NBA seasons for 7 teams, announced his retirement on social media the other day. He states, sometimes you don't even know when you're already watched the end. The 37-year-old Westbrook wrote on his post, you had to be there, and now it's over. So Westbrook had offers this offseason to join the Sacramento Kings in the Washington Bullets, but chose to step away from the game on his own terms, ending one of the most statistically robust careers in the league's history. I believe Westbrook played for the Washington Bullets a while back.
He did a couple years ago. He actually played decent.
That turnout.
He played decent for the Bullets. I mean, the Bullets were terrible, and we were in tank mode like we have been for the last 4 or 5 years. So, but I mean, if you look at his honors and his awards and his accolades that he's won, I mean, he's a former NBA MVP in 2017. Sure. He was MVP of the league. He was a 9-time All-Star, 2-time All-Star Game MVP, 9-time All-NBA team selection, 9-time All-NBA.
Yeah.
He was on the 75th anniversary team, which means he was top 75 player of all time. NBA All-Rookie first team. He was a 2-time scoring champion, a 3-time assist leader. 4 seasons, he averaged a triple-double. 4 seasons, and he retires as having the most triple-doubles of all time. I mean, it's a really good career. Never got that ring. And it kind of makes you wonder when the Oklahoma City, when they had him and Harden and Durant, if they could have kept those 3 together for another year or two, if Durant didn't move to Golden State to jump on a bandwagon team and win a ring.
Yep,
that was their one hurdle, was getting over Golden State, because Curry and Klay Thompson were going off.
Yep.
If they could have fought through that and made it to the finals, they probably would have won, because there was nobody in the East back then. They probably would have won, and his career would have looked a lot better. But statistically, man, it's one of the best careers of all time. He'll be in the Hall of Fame for one day for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, his work showed, and it showed on the court. So, but
I think it's good that he walked away though too, because I think he realized, hey, like, I might be playing for a team, but he's not going to be like the man anymore, right? He's going to have a reduced role. He already had a reduced role the last 2 years, right? It'll be even more. He'll be a backup, come off the bench, getting 10 minutes a night or whatever. He's like, do I really want to go through a grind of an NBA season, 82 games, to do that? And he's got all the money in the world. I don't know what his net worth is, but I bet you it's like $100 million, right? It doesn't need to work. I mean, I can see why he went out.
Do you think that maybe he retires from the NBA and puts himself in the draft for the WNBA? I'm just saying.
His net worth is $300 million. I just looked it up, by the way. $300 million.
I don't think he needs any money. I think he's good. Shano, one of the most traditional baseball games of the year. Of course, we're talking about the Field of Dreams game, which is currently on Netflix. It's 2-1 Philadelphia over, of course, the Twins. But this is the Field of Dreams game, Shano, obviously taking place in Iowa. I've never seen the movie.
No, you got to watch the movie, man. You have to watch that movie. It's a great. Do you like Kevin Costner?
I do. Do
you like James Earl Jones?
I do.
The guy who did the voice of Darth Vader.
Oh, Darth Vader. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That movie, it's incredible. It's a great movie. It no matter how many times you see it, it gives you such an emotional attachment to you and your father. And like you look at it, if you look at it that way, and like it makes most guys tear up. I don't know about bawling, but like you get like a little gleam, little
sure.
water in your eye,
little teary eye. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But it's a great movie. And then the Field of Dreams game's going on right now. Like you said, it was 2-0. And
2-1. It's 2-1 now.
2-1 now? Oh, 2-1. We need more points. Good.
More runs. Definitely need more runs.
But having that game in Iowa to like replicate that stadium from the Field of Dreams movie, I think it's the coolest idea they ever. When they announced it, I was like, that's an awesome idea. Because, be honest, I'm not a huge regular season baseball fan like most people.
Sure.
We've talked about it before,
sure.
Right? This is something that could draw in that average person to get you watch your sport, right? Be like, hey, I'm not a huge regular season baseball fan. I love baseball movies though. Field of Dreams, I love. Right? It's a great movie. So I think this is a great promotion for the league every single year. It's just cool scenery, just like watching it. Just you're in the middle of a middle cornfield in Iowa, and it's just awesome.
Yeah. I've seen it, of course, the games, but really have not had the opportunity to watch the movie. I will watch it because I know.
Do you know what it's about?
No, I don't know what it's. I mean, I'm assuming it's baseball.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he hears like voices in his cornfields to basically tell him to build this baseball field. And he builds this baseball field, and then like all these banned baseball players, like the 1918, 1919, whatever it is, White Sox with Shoeless Joe Jackson, that they got the betting scandal,
right?
And they all got banned from baseball for life. They start coming out like it's like ghosts, like through like the cornfields and stuff, and start playing baseball like right there in the field. And then it's a really cool movie. You gotta check it out. It's a classic. I can't believe you haven't seen it already. It's a classic.
No, I mean, I'll watch it because I know the wise man's going to give me a hard time. And he's going to say, how come you didn't watch it? I did watch Hoosiers. I'm just saying. So
have you seen Kevin Costner's other movies?
Like I saw Bodyguard. I think I was on a date for that. I was
His
on a
baseball
date.
movies.
Bill
Like
Bill Durham?
Durham?
No.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good one too. Or for the love of the game. Have you seen that one?
No.
That's all of his three. I think that's his three baseball movies.
Not
All
really
of them are
that
good.
much of a baseball guy, It's okay.
I'm not either, but
the baseball
movie-wise,
ones
man.
that I like, it has to have some comedy in it. Major Leagues are
Major League is great. Yeah.
Anytime that comes on, I watch it.
One and two are great. 1 and 2 are great. The third one,
I'll even watch 3. It's not that great. Okay. I'll watch 3 before I watch like a regular baseball game. I'm just not a fan of the baseball. But I mean, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but
no, everybody's got. I'm not either. That's why
it's not my cup of tea. It's not my cup of tea.
That's why we let the Ace of Diamonds do it. I'll watch playoff baseball, and especially the World Series. I'll watch.
Sure.
When it's games on the line and it's high intense moments, I like that. But when you have 162 games, I'm like, do I really care who wins this game? No, I really don't. Right.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be like a fan of a team. I feel like for me, it's just so many games.
Yeah. Folks, we're going to step away real quick, and then we're going to have our good friend Lou Finocchiaro on, talk a little UFC 330. He will join us next here on Just Win Bets, baby.
This is Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
It is that time, of course, at the weekend is approaching as UFC 330, which will take place in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And we're joined, of course, and honored to be joined with our good friend Lou Finocchiaro. You just finished Follow the Money with our good friend. Mitch is on vacation, but Paulie Howard. But I wanted to ask you, Lou, about the Dana White Contender Series. I know I'm late to the party, and I've actually watched it or started to watch it. I watched a little bit of it. We were on the air before live when we had it on, but I wanted to get your take on it. It's the 10th season. Did you watch it, and did you get anything out of that?
Well, first of all, guys, I really love coming on here regular with you to talk about the fights, and I appreciate you having me on. And yeah, I've been watching the Dana White Contender Series probably for all 10 years. When I hear it's been 10 years, I marvel. That being said, in the dog days of summer, I'm not a big regular season baseball bettor, and so in the dog days of summer, and you're getting, close to football, pardon me, and yet on Tuesday nights there's some fights, and they actually line the fights. I think it's just outstanding. Now, I don't handicap these young men until they get to the UFC. However, I know the people in my industry, and there are really some great young minds out there that do handicap these guys. This young man, Y2 Casey, is one of them. He's a dear buddy. I call him a young man. He's probably 40. He's a young dad. But he's really, really good, and he works that, and I impose on him to send me his stuff, and I do well with it each year because of him. And so, inside the industry, there's professional courtesies, and that's one of them. But I've bet it, I've enjoyed it, but without an advantage, I would not be able to bet it. I would still probably watch it and enjoy it. Now, what does it represent? I'm not crazy about that, because it's every year 30 or so of these young athletes that will fight for nothing get promoted into the UFC, and they'll take a fight against anybody, anywhere, anytime. And yet, if you're a guy that's been there, or a gal, for 3-4 years, and you're a 20-20 athlete, meaning 20,000 to show up, 20 if you win 40. You know how fast that goes away with handlers and travel and everything else. That being said, there's not a lot of cheese left for these people, and it's not as easy and lucrative as we think.
That's a great point to bring up there with the fight, and like you said, people who are on the Contender Series, a lot of them take like fights short notice once they get that UFC contract. Some of them, they jump right in like on a 2-week notice or a week and a half notice after somebody backs out. And it's kind of like a workaround from Dana having to pay more people, I think, like kind of said.
Well, again, if they have somebody will say yes and they can pay him 10 and 10, and a guy that's 30 and 30, it's a bad matchup for him, and he's just got back from a wedding with his wife, and he has to say no. Believe me, the fighters are not represented, and it puts tremendous pressure on the 2 to 7 year vet, the middle managed person, because it's too easy for the UFC to say goodbye to heavy salary and let these lower salary. And that's why these fight cards that we watch, each one of them is a little bit more and more diluted. And you can see that with the price of some of these fights as we go along. It just seems to be part of what we're going to have to get used to.
Speaking of fight cards, we're joined, of course, with Lou Finocchiaro, and you can catch his podcast. Just scan the QR code on the bottom right corner. Wherever you get your podcast, make sure you take a look at that. It's the About Business podcast, which he covers, of course, the UFC fights. Now, speaking of cards, let's jump right into that. And we're talking about this Brazilian. I've seen this guy there, Shano, Edson Barboza. But this Argentinian is nothing to kind of like to step away from. This guy's pretty good, but look at the age there, gentlemen. There's a 10-year difference. The record, of course, is different because obviously Barboza has been there for quite some time. But we'll go with if we guys have a take on this or a bet, let's get the odds on here as well, and you can see it right there. Any leans or anything, gentlemen, for this one?
Shane, you want to go first?
I can go first if you want.
Sure.
Barboza, man, he is like a crowd favorite. Like a lot of people love this guy to watch him fight. He wins a lot by knockout. The thing is he's 40 years old and he's lost his last 3 fights. And his last one, he got knocked out by Jalen Turner, who's also on this card. He got knocked out in the first round pretty viciously. It was a brutal knockout there. He's definitely on the decline here. And then with Esteban, who's going up against, he's up on the rise. You can kind of see right there with the money line. That's a huge, huge money line there with a huge favorite at minus 650. It's not worth betting on him. I think Esteban wins this fight. He's definitely the younger, more explosive fighter. I think I saw the over-under is at 1.5. I kind of like the over on that. I think Barboza he's got a 6-inch reach advantage. He's got the experience. I think he can make this fight go a little bit longer than some people think. But I think it ends with Esteban winning and probably winning by knockout. The guy's got some knockout power. Lou, how do you feel about this?
I think I got to see it the same way. While Barboza, 40 years old, is without question a simple OG. He belongs with the Diaz boys and some of the other original BJ Penn fighters from yesteryear who have helped build to what we see today. And he's at 40 years old, I believe, at the end of his rungs. And they're going to dial him up as the UFC does now in order that they don't have to eliminate or cut anyone. They just feed him to a young lion, and Ribovitz is the young lion. I see that you guys have the finish plus 135. I was shopping elsewhere. I saw a negative number there, but if any finish for Ribovitz is anywhere near plus 100 or thereabouts, I'm very strong on that method of victory for Ribovitz. I just think Edson, durable and tough and proud as he is, it's just been too much, and I think Ribovitz is going to run right through.
Yeah, so the finish, I think that's a typo there. The knockout price is right, minus 185.
Okay.
If you want any type of finish, knockout or submission, that's at minus 200 currently.
Okay.
I just put up DraftKings, looked at it.
Okay.
Correct.
So,
minus 200. And you know what? That's how I still am not afraid. It's better than the 650. And I'm pretty confident. I'm pretty confident that that's how Ribovitz wants to address this fight. But then no wonder I noticed plus 135 because, boy, if that's the case, I'd say let's cut the tape for 5 minutes while I run over and go bet that.
I would do the same. I was like, that doesn't look right. The minus 185 is right for knockout. That's still current right there, minus 185.
Great.
Right.
But yeah, I see it the same way. I think he's probably going to finish him here. And Barboza, I mean, the dude he'll definitely go out there and trade with you. He's going to stand up and throw some blows, but he absorbs a lot of hits too, especially lately in his last couple fights. And I think I'm definitely not going to lay minus 650 though. Not going to lay the money line. I think if you're going to play this, you got to play it either by Esteban to win by knockout or by finish there.
Yeah, I totally agree there. The one thing I know all of us will agree on is don't miss it. That should be a great fight.
I agree. This is probably Barboza's last one, if I had to guess, or close to it, right?
After what we see Ribovitz might do to him, yes.
Yeah.
Well, you never know. But I have to agree with you. I mean, he is definitely getting up there in age. But, we saw last week there, Shano, where that was his last fight. But he was 42-43, if I recall.
The damage?
Yes.
Yeah.
The damage, yeah.
Yeah, but the damage is also damaged. You can't really compare those guys. But suffice it to say, though, I mean, Barboza's proud, and he's going to go out like a warrior on his shield.
Oh, yeah.
But I think he's going out.
Yeah.
Okay, so we apologize, of course, for the typo. And he just fixed it. That's better on the finish. It's minus 1,400.
No, minus 200.
Yeah, not quite that bad.
No, not bad. I don't know.
I
don't know what our producer does. I don't know. He's. I don't know what he's doing. Let's move on.
He makes us look good, so I got no problem.
Let's move on to the next fight there. The tail tape, of course, brought to you about business. We're joined with our good friend Lou Finocchiaro. Here is something, the two Americans there, gentlemen. We'll turn to you there, Lou. What do you think about this one? Again, very close in age. The height is very similar. The reach, pretty close there. Let's take a look at the odds. Hopefully he did that one right. He looks like he did. Yep. What's your take on this, Abdul Malik?
My take on this is that it is kind of an unusual fight, and it's unusual in the fact that they're putting they like Abdul Malik, and they're putting Stoltzfus in front of him to make him look good. Problem is, I don't think anyone told Stoltzfus, and he's going to show up to fight. Abdul Malik is from Maryland, and Stoltzfus is from Pennsylvania. And so outside Jeremiah Wells on the undercard, those are the only guys from this area on the card. So the crowd's going to be into this fight. And Abdul Malik, this big, huge, strong, muscular, chiseled guy that looks the part. But he's shown himself to be human in his last fight or two, where he's gassed and gotten beat. Stoltzfus is durable, but is a journeyman in the UFC. But he's fighting in front of his home crowd. We're going to get his best effort. He has more UFC experience than Malik, and he's a huge underdog. Total in the fight. Where is that stat, you guys? 2.5 rounds under minus 160. Yeah, I might say no. I know that's what the UFC wants. I maybe think that Stoltzfus is going to be a little bit more stubborn than that. And I would say maybe I lean in this fight rather than to Stoltzfus, even though I like that big price. Maybe more towards the over at a plus price. That said, this is not a fight I'll bet.
Shano?
I agree with pretty much everything Luke said here. Abdul Malik, the UFC really wants him to do well. He lost his last fight, but before that, he was on a winning streak. I think he won 4 straight in the UFC prior to that. I think he had a draw on there as well. But so the UFC wants to get him back on those winning ways. They're putting Stoltzfus up against him for a reason. They think he can beat him. But I agree with Lou here. I think Stoltzfus can make this go the distance here. I don't think Malik's going to knock him out. I kind of like if I was going to bet something, I was probably take Abdul Malik probably to win by decision. I kind of like that price at plus 200. that's not a bad one because I think I could see him taking the distance with Stolfus.
Very nice. Very nice. No shot at over 2.5 at plus 120.
That's what Lou just said there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's probably where I would. That's where I would lean with this fight. I think because I think Stolfus shows well for himself in front of his peeps. It should be a good competitive fight, but I think Stolfus will perform better than plus 470.
I agree.
Let's move on to the next fight there. You had mentioned there, Shano, the Turner fight. So we have that right here, taking on Fernandez from Brazil. Same age. But Fernandez, of course, has the better record. So we'll turn to Lou here for this one. Turner does have that reach for both the reach and the leg reach there, according to the tail of the tape. But when you look at the odds, let's bring that up. This is a different story here. Turner at minus 155, Fernandez at plus 130 to win the whole enchiladas. Where do you see this if you have something?
Yeah, I like this fight. Turner's coming in on a new contract off of retirement. And so I wonder kind of where his head's at. He's long and tall and dangerous, yes, but he's been very uneven in his performances. He's only a 155 here. And Turner, in an ideal world, is out in distance, really throwing power shots on you. He can, because of his length and size, be susceptible to wrestling and tiring late in fights. And you go to Fernandez on the other side, comes out of Nova União. I think he's a live dog in this fight. He's got certainly the ability to take Turner down. If he does, he'll hold advantage. If it stays on the feet, I think he can get inside of Turner and basically grit his way into making this an ugly fight, because certainly if he stays out in distance, he's in trouble. I like Fernandez plus the 130 here in a straight underdog play.
Lou and I in all agreement at all this whole card so far. I like Fernandez a lot in this one too. I bet this earlier. It's starting to go down in price too. It opened at like plus 145, 150, somewhere around there. And currently on DraftKings, it's at plus 120. I put it in last night at like plus 130. So it's the line's starting to move. And so it's definitely jump on Fernandez quick if you want him. Something else about Fernandez is he's pretty good defensively. He only absorbs 1.42 significant strikes per minute in the UFC, which is really good defensive rate there. So I definitely see this as a live dog. I'm definitely putting my money on Fernandez by money line there at plus money.
Wow. Plus 130 there. Okay. I like that. Let's go to the co-main event with these ladies. And of course, we're taking on the Brazilian and the Canadian. Now, Lou, I know you've had some, you publicly said some things about Jillian Robertson on your tweets there this week. But let's take a look at the tail of the tape, and you can see right there, my friend. And then, of course, let's take a look at the odds. Oops, sorry, hit the wrong button. Right there, here we go. What are your thoughts here, Lou? It looks like, it seems to me that Jillian Robertson, the Canadian, is biting a little bit too much than she could chew.
Well, I think that happens to be the case. Let's first understand that she's won her last 4 or 5 fights to get here, which is really saying something. That's hard to do in the UFC, to win a fight. Right. Let alone you rattle off 4 or 5 in a row, and she could be 6. 4 or 5 fights in a row got her this opportunity. That said, she hasn't fought anybody in that 4 or 5 that qualifies her as facing elite competition, whereas her competitor has. And while Robertson gets there with momentum and she feels the part, she lacks fluid strike defense. She's primarily a grappler, and that's good, but she doesn't understand that there's class differences. And that by that I mean when Mackenzie Dern was just a little girl, in grade school. She was going to jiu-jitsu tournaments and winning them. Her dad is a guy named Wellington Diaz, who is a master Brazilian jiu-jitsu specialist. And she has won world-class championships all her life, and she comes with an MMA, a mixed martial arts tainted Brazilian jiu-jitsu game. That's why she's the champion. And so there's not a angle in this fight that I see that Jillian can stand up to Dern, outside the fact that these are ladies, 115 pounds, and this fight's going to decision unless Dern submits her late in the fight. But this is a good spot for Dern. The UFC, I think, would rather see Dern move on with momentum into a Weili Zhang fight that would be this fall. And I think that Robertson is going to be there for her this weekend, but she's only going to be there to make Dern look good. I don't mean to discredit Robertson, but we're talking about a different class of fighter in this fight.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And like you said, Jillian Robertson, she's a pretty good grappler in her own right. But when you face somebody like Dern, who's an elite Brazilian jiu-jitsu person, especially in the women's division, I don't think she stands a chance in the grappling there. So she's taking away her biggest strength in the grappling there. And I think Dern has shown improvement in her striking abilities, where she's definitely going to win this. Like you said, there's a 115-pound weight class. It's probably going to go the distance unless Dern can submit her. The bet I went with here that I put in is I took Dern money line and I parlayed it with the over 2.5. I think I did. Where's that? Yeah, over 2.5, and that gets you at plus 105. So that gets you at just over even money. So if you do,
I love it.
Dern money line, and you take the over 2.5 rounds.
Yeah, I love it. At this, I mean, I still think even up to 250, Dern's a bargain straight. I don't have a problem playing it straight. We have the Bout Business podcast has parlays into Dern already, where she is even money or like just plus. So we just need her side of it right now. But I do like her in the fight. I think Robertson is a good, young, strong fighter, but she'll settle back into the top 10, late in the top 10, where I think her skills really have her set. And we'll see Dern and Weili Zhang.
I think you had a fight parlayed with Dern last week, didn't you? Last week's fight night? Was that correct? I think you did.
Yeah, we did. We did. However, it didn't succeed. It was some Serbian knucklehead that went out there and Urbina iced him. It was Sipo. Sipo went out and got the plug pulled on him. I lost that bet. Thanks for bringing that up, shit.
Sorry, I thought I saw it. I was on him too, because I thought, talk about the UFC setting up fights. I was like, dude, this guy is Serbian fighting in Serbia, and they're giving him a guy who got knocked out in his last 3 fights straight. I was like, this seems like they want to get that crowd pop for that Serbian crowd, get the home guy, because he was early on the main card too,
right?
And then obviously that all went to hell.
They sucked me in. The good news is, I mean, the last probably 5 cards have been really, really good. Knock on wood. Let's just hope we can continue it. I mean, and again, we're talking about a lot of these fights pre-weigh-ins. So those are tomorrow morning early here. And so we're going to have to see how that works out before I make my final positions. But usually my final positions are much different than what we're talking about on this late Thursday podcast with you guys.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to the main event for this one. That, of course, this is amazing, guys. The Russian taking on the Ireland, Makhachev. Taking on Machado Garry. This is, I mean, I've seen promos of this gentleman. Look at the record, 28-1, taking on 17-1. We'll look at the odds here. It's very interesting, I'll to say the least. Where do we start here for this main event? It's a good main event, in my opinion, there, Lou. But where do you start?
Well, what you start with is the outstanding clash of styles that you're going to see, because Makhachev is an unrelenting forward pressing, wrestling based fighter. And now, don't get me wrong, most wrestlers really take a long time to administer striking and strike defense. Makhachev came up with that. He's a natural born killer wherever you put him. And he, with a win in this fight, to really cement his place as the champion at 170, puts him in line to make some really outlandish claims. And the claims are founded because he's that good and he's been that strong. However, in his victory to win the belt, he fought an undersized guy in Jack Della Maddalena. That when he met Della Maddalena won the fight, and when he won his title, he won it against Bilal Muhammad, another undersized 170 pounder. And so Makhachev, who came from 155 pound world where he was dominant, came to 170 for one fight, fought an undersized guy and won. I give it to him. God bless him. Now he's going to fight a guy that has fought the elite of 170 for many, many years. He's fought Shavkat Rakhmonov. He lost a decision to him, but stood up to him. Makhachev has never fought anyone of that size, girth, or ilk, okay? So Makhachev is stepping way, way up in level of competition faced with Ian Machado Garry. You add to it that they're in a big cage, and Garry is going to be much more the deft man trying to control space and control Makhachev from the outside. If Garry, and this is plausible, can keep Makhachev at the end of his strikes and get up after takedowns and get this fight back to the feet and force Makhachev to get a little frustrated, Makhachev could easily run into something. I like Machado Garry a lot in this fight, and here's how Gamblu.com players have this. We took a fight some months ago, Delgado from the MMA lab, and parlayed him into Makhachev. So we own Makhachev 2 units to win just over 2 units already. I have to disclose that because it's there and it's a fact. However, whether that's there or not, my bet on this fight is Ian Machado Garry plus 9.5 points minus 120. That's available currently at DraftKings. And the reason that I would take it that way is because if Garry wins inside the distance, which I don't believe is out of the question at all, that you win. If it goes to decision, which I think if you look at the total 4.5 over minus 175, they're telling you it's going to decision. What you're saying is that Makhachev is going to have to mop the floor with Garry and win all 5 rounds in order for me to get beat on 9.5. If it ends up 4 rounds to 1 on all 3 cards, plus 9.5 points is a winner. So I would say probably the most forceful bet that I've made in some years will be Garry plus 9.5 minus 120. That won't change, weigh-ins or not.
Yeah.
I like that bet a lot. I saw you tweet that out earlier today, I think it was. And
I wanted it to be out there so that people could get to it before I go on all these programs, because
Right.
Once everybody knows, there's no secret anymore.
Yeah, I saw you tweeted out. I was like, that's a smart play. I like that a lot.
We'll see. I mean, now the hard part.
Do you think Garry can knock out Islam? Because lately I've seen like most of his fights, he's kind of been like a decision merchant. I feel like he's gone to decision a ton in his last like probably 7 or 8 fights. I think have all gone to decision.
Yeah, styles make fights, and if in a world Garry wins the first 2 rounds just pitter-pattering his way, and the Makhachev corners up in arms because he won't fight, and he starts to get frustrated and walk into something. I've watched fights for too many years to say something won't happen. Anything could happen.
Yeah.
What I expect to happen is for this to go to the judges and be some kind of decision of some form, but not one where Makhachev mows the lawn with Garry. I think we're underestimating Garry's size, his mixed martial arts tools, pedigree, and arsenal, and the fact that he wants this fight. It's a perfect style. It's a bull and a matador, and we'll see by where this fight takes place who's winning, guys.
Yeah.
I like that bet a lot. Gary plus 9.5 points. I think I might be switching my bet to that. Following with Lou here, because when I was looking at it, I was trying to find something, and then I was thinking of kind of like what I did with the Dern fight, taking Islam money line and then parlaying it with over 3.5 rounds, and that gets you to plus money. That's that same thing as the Dern fight, plus 105. So I was thinking of doing something like that. I was like, I'm not 100% sure about that. I was going to wait till the weigh-ins and all that stuff and come out with an official one. But I really like the way you said there, Gary, plus 9.5. I think that's really smart.
Well, the easy part is talking about it. The hard part is seeing if it actually can come to fruition for you. At the end of the day, all I'm trying to do is tailor 3 to 5 bets where I can walk away with a unit or two and go on to the next card. And so I really think that I have a strong feeling that this fight is going to be a closely contested decision. And in a closely contested decision, maybe Gary can't win. But if Islam wins a closely contested decision, then I'm going to win both bets. And so that's what we're set up to try and do.
And like you said, all you need is Gary to win 1 round, and then your bet's hits. That's pretty much there. So I mean, that's great.
Well, we'll see. Again, I think he's capable of winning more than a round.
Right.
I think he's a live dog here. If I didn't have the Makhachev bets, I'd still be making these Gary bets.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Yeah. As we come back here, Lou, I don't know if you noticed, we fixed the ticker up top, and it's UFC that's going on right now.
I see it, and I like it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Our producer forgot to plug it in.
Joe's got all the latest technology.
He always does.
Me and Shane just got photos here.
That's what I always say. It's it looks like he's sitting in Circus Sportsbook right behind him.
Exactly, it does.
And I just have an Ovechkin jersey and a Portis jersey signed on my wall. That's all I have.
Yeah, but Lou beats us all because he's got the greatness behind him.
Yeah, he's got the great one.
Yeah. I got all kinds of photos in here, guys.
Yeah. Well, Lou, we truly appreciate your time. Is there anything that you wanted to, the plug? There's a lot of people that have been asking about your podcast. We've been promoting it every single time, of course, when we do this. We appreciate you coming on for the number of events, and we have you on, but is there anything that you wanted to tell, not just MMA, but you also covered, NFL and other things?
Yeah, I'd say it's we haven't seen a real we've only seen one preseason game. So my advice is don't be in a hurry to bet anything in the NFL that's a positive. You're not betting to win this division or that division or the NFC or you're not betting anything positively because injuries can only hurt you. And if you don't think injuries can hurt a team, go over there and ask Washington, just offensive Gary Tunsil to a tricep. Carolina's lost a linebacker already. The teams are going to get dinged up. It's the nature of the NFL, and injuries can only help the underbetter at this time of year. And as you get closer to the season, when all these goofy preseason games are over, then you bet your teams to do positively, but not before. Don't be a sucker. That's my message.
There you go.
I agree. I stay away until after the third preseason game.
That's right. That's right. Well, Lou, again, we truly appreciate your time. Best of luck to you on UFC 330. And again, if you want to catch our good friend Lou Finocchiaro, you can scan the QR code on the bottom right corner there. It goes right to his podcast. Check it out. The best of the best.
Thanks so much for having me, guys. Good luck to everybody. And you guys have better technology for Gamblu on your website than I do on mine, for crying out loud, but I'll take it nonetheless. Thanks again for having me.
Thanks for joining us, man. Always good to talk some fights with you.
When we return, of course, we'll have our best bets of the night here on Just Win Bets, baby.
This is Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
All right, we have, of course, our best bets of the night, powered by Sleeper. Is the League's Cup over yet? Because it's starting to tick me off. I tell you, but we'll get to that in just a second. I don't understand. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I'm pretty much in my backyard, England. It's going to start tomorrow. We'll talk about that in just a second there, Shano. But the League's Cup, man, we were up big, and then now it looks like the tournament we're going to end up even. I just don't understand it. But anyway, it was my fault. It's my fault. Let's take a look here at Ready to Cash them. We win finally, right? Seattle Mariners, New York Yankees, under 0.5 runs in the first inning at -130. The Boston Red. This is a bad beat. This is a bad beat, my friend. Boston Red Sox, Toronto Blue Jays. Total 7 runs. 4-3 Boston. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Dodgers, of course, on the run line -1.5 at +158. And as we talked about earlier there, Shano, the Field of Dreams and game between the Phillies and Minnesota over 8.5 at -115. It is now heading into the third inning, still 2-1. The WNBA, they've got the Connecticut +10.5, New York at -9.5, Las Vegas, who plays the Mystics for the 85th time in Las Vegas at -7.5. So she's got 3 plays there. Let's look at the NFL.
Connecticut is down a lot. We need some points by Connecticut.
Jesus.
WNBA. New York is currently up by 9, but it's still the first quarter. She has her -9.5, so it's still first quarter there.
Yeah.
The other game hasn't started yet. It doesn't start till 10.
The NFL, of course, we've got the Steelers money line. It's still 3-0 Green Bay. It's in the second quarter there, Shano. And it looks like it's 1:13 left before halftime, as McCarthy, of course, is walking up and down the field on the sidelines, trying to figure out in his 3-ring binder play sheet. Jeez. Why don't you just be like Sean Payton, put it on one thing?
Do you remember Al Saunders? He was a offensive coordinator of the Skins hired years ago, and he had like some ridiculous, they said like 700-page playbook, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" It was like the players were saying it was so hard to learn, and it was so complicated. It was like the biggest playbook of all time. That's what it reminds me of. Yeah, just put it all on one sheet there. And if you need to wear reading glasses because you're ashamed to do it, just wear some reading glasses. No one cares. Sean Payton does it.
You know what? He
wears the reading glasses while he's calling the play.
Yeah. No, I hear you. You know what really upsets me there, Shano, is one of the Steelers players right now is wearing those little hats on top of the helmet.
The Guardian hat, yeah.
Yeah, Guardian hat. If you have to wear that on just don't play or just you're soft. You're just being soft.
So there's a rumor that might be mandated by the NFL here.
Oh, jeez. Don't say that.
So that's a thing that might be happening is that everybody be wearing them soon. So because they reduce concussions like 20 or 30%, something like that. So it's a rumor that might be happening. Like,
well, it's better than what we used to wear and practice. Coach used to say, "Hey, all right, you're on defense, you're on scout. All right, put a condom on. Put it on top of the helmet."
The scullies are going top. Yep, yeah. I remember those. Yep.
Continuing here later on, we've got the Raiders -1.5, 49ers money line, Texas -1.5 for the Colts money line.
Raiders are up 7-0.
Hey,
so that's looking good. All these games are still early.
Yep,
but Lions are down by 10 right now. Okay. Colts are down by 3. Chargers are up 3-0. Those are all the games that are going on right now.
It's still early.
Still early.
Yep.
For all of them, it looks like she just took the under for all of them because they're all low-scoring games.
Right. Right. And it looks like the Steelers are in field goal range with
touchdown Steelers.
Oh, there you go. Touchdown Steelers. So that's good. The League's Cup, Philadelphia Union's down 2-0. I don't, whatever. I'm done with them.
Just skip the Leagues Cup and wait till they get back to MLS and La Liga.
Exactly.
Just go back to it.
Exactly. But I'm looking forward to, of course, to tomorrow. Wolverhampton money line at minus 182. I don't think they win to nil. I really don't. It's going to be close because obviously they got they got relegated from the Premier League. Now they're at I don't know what the hell happened there. They got
relegated last year.
Yeah, last year for Wolverhampton, of course, but moneyline minus 182. Minus 182, I should say. So that's tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be. I think it'll be a blowout, but a win to nil. I wouldn't think. I think Wolverhampton will give up a goal. Could be a 3-1, maybe a 2-1. Not sure. And then you can see the rest of the plays that are out on Saturday. And we have, of course, for League One League and the championship. And Chano, I have League Two plays. It didn't seem like it came on there on the screen. Again, producer Mark's been doing a lot of stuff lately. He's just been doing a lot of stuff. Let's see here. Let's get this on here. Let's see here. Trying to think. We have Exeter City travels to Grimsby Town. Take Grimsby Town. That's minus 125. This is League Two stuff here, guys. I've got 3 plays. Chesterfield will definitely beat Fleetwood Town, and they'll host, of course, that. And both teams to score because it's going to be a high-scoring game. Salford City and Barnet, again, all League Two games, and that's at minus 143. I see it over 2.5. They've got it listed down at 3.5, over and under 3.5. So they're going to be able to score there. So,
are all these named after the city or town that they're in? Like
yes, yes,
yes. I just went to like Stevie Nicks and Fleetwood Mac when you said that.
Yes, yes. Fleetwood Town's not going to be that great this year, but I tell you, there's a lot of the chaps and the lads over there are excited for English soccer to start up. I'm looking forward to it. Majority of the games will be on Paramount Plus. Shana, we talked to our good friend Lou Finocchiaro earlier, and you've got some bets there for UFC 330. I know the short's coming out tomorrow, so, but
yeah, I gave a couple with Lou. There was a couple I wanted to see how pick Lou's brain with because like the main event, right. I think Islam's going to win, but the minus 350 or whatever he is, it's not worth it to bet that. And that's what I was trying to, like I said, I was like thinking about taking that with a parlay over 2.5 rounds because that gets you even money. That's not a bad bet, but I really like what he said with Gary at plus 9.5 points. So I went ahead and snatched that up. Right. And that was at minus 120. Now it's at minus 125. So Lou's got some power, man. He's got some movement power. That line's moving as soon as he starts talking about it.
Uncle Lou's moving it, man. I'm telling you.
The other one I talked about that I put out there, Mackenzie Dern. I'm taking her money line parlayed with over 2.5 rounds, and that gets you at plus 105. I think that's a solid bet there. And then the others will be out in the short, so make sure you check them out in the short. We talked about them with Lou, so you can probably make them out what they are on there.
Sure.
So go back and listen to it. But they'll be out in the short tomorrow for all the official plays.
Absolutely. So yeah, no PFL this week. I've got some La Liga plays. Producer Mark actually asked me, he's like, hey, where is the La Liga plays? La Liga, I got 2. Here we go. You ready for this? And that's the only one that's happening over in Europe. La Liga starts on Saturday, as well as the lower leagues of England and the championship. Remember, we talked about the tier 1, tier 2. So tier 2, 3, and 4 will start this weekend, and then you got to wait another couple weeks for the English Premier League. La Liga. Here we go. It's coming up. Where the hell is La Liga? Holy cow. I had it. Oh, it's right in front of me. Under 2 goals. And these are both Saturday games there, Shano. Under 2 goals. Alaves. Okay, taking on Getafe. I'm going to go under 2 goals on the Asian handicap there at minus 175. I think it ends up 1-0, maybe a 1-1. If it ends up 1-1, of course, we get our money back. Here's another play under 2.5 goals at minus 154. Sevilla FC is going to take on, of course, Vallecano. I don't see a lot of scoring yet. The data's got to come in. They've got some new some new players coming in. So there's all those transactions that took place in the offseason. So it takes time for these teams. I'm not just talking about La Liga. I'm talking about with the other leagues, especially in England. It takes time to gel and to get. You may be one of the best players, soccer players, in the world, but it takes time to build that chemistry, etc. So, like I was saying earlier in the first segment, Jayden Daniels, it takes time. That's why you have to shut up about this stupid number 5 stuff and focus on the timing. That's my advice.
I agree there. Timing's everything, man.
These kids nowadays, it just comes across as too much entitlement there, Shano. I don't like it.
It does. I
don't like it.
I couldn't imagine going to my former college and saying like, "Hey, I wore 66." You know why I wore 66? Favorite player and a favorite Skins player, Joe Jacoby. Right. But anyways,
but there's no. But
I couldn't imagine going there and be like, you can't wear my 66.
I get it, but I understand it's a business because they made it a business in college. Now they're offering, you open the can of the NIL, so you're using the likeness or, hey, they did that for Carolina for years. Yeah. Michael Jordan didn't say, hey, look, Dean Smith, hey, Roy Williams, hey, University of North Carolina. Can I get a check? He donates. Yeah. He donates.
Oh yeah.
It's got his emblem. And so
yeah.
He's making money up the wazoo
emblem
when it comes to Nike.
The jerseys, the shoes, they're all Jordans sit there.
Right.
Yeah, everything. Yep. For every sport too, not just in college. Basketball.
I agree. But I'm just saying
every sport has the Jordan logo on it.
I don't understand it. Why can't you give back? Now, if you're looking at it financially, say, hey, look, you can use my stuff, blah, 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 blah. Just kind of giving back to the school. I don't know.
I think that a lot of it comes down to as well is back in the day, you had a much stronger bond to that school because you went to that school and you stayed there for 4 or 5 years, right? Where nowadays kids jump, boom, boom, boom. It's kids are at a different school every year, right? Yep. So there's no loyalty or no, tradition. You have no attachment to that school as much as some guy who grew up and played in the 80s or 90s or early 2000s. Yep. It's just not there.
Yep. Well, I mean, it all started with free agency in the NFL, I believe.
that was due to happen no matter what. I mean, that was.
I'm with you. But I mean, it's just with the money that keeps coming in, and I get it. I respect it. It's a business. I get it. But, geez, man, it just you're killing it. It just. I think the government needs to step in. I think they are working on that. I'm not trying here to talk politics, but
it's a bipartisan thing too. It's actually reaching across the aisle. Both left and right side are kind of agreeing that, like, hey, college football needs someone to step in here. I mean,
right.
And how the NCAA hasn't have like a true commissioner to like oversee all this stuff and like set some sort of guidelines, or like had the athletic directors or whatever to like have a meeting kind of like the NFL owners do. Like they all get together for like a weekend, come up and be like, hey, let's vote on this, this, and this for like, so it's a standard across everywhere. It's the Wild West, and we've talked about it many times, but there's no rules. It's crazy. It's crazy town.
Yeah. Shannon, that's going to do it for us for tonight. Don't forget to catch our episode tomorrow. We're going to be breaking down the next 5, Shano. The next 5, okay? Just to give you a
Can you say that? Or we have to do the next 4?
Oh, yeah, or do we have to do 4? Jesus. So we've got, of course, Alabama being one of those. Texas Tech, Shano. That's going to be great. My personal favorite is going to be the Mormons of BYU. And then we start looking into, I mentioned one of the Big 12, or two of them, I should say, Texas Tech and BYU. But another SEC team, of course, we talked about Alabama. And we'll have more to talk about. Shayna, what are your thoughts here? It seems to be people like what we've been doing with the breakdown. And hey, let's not forget LSU, and let's also not forget USC. So those are going to be our 5. Again, Alabama, LSU, Texas Tech, BYU, and USC. Not in those order, but you get the gist. Your thoughts?
More LSU talk tomorrow. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
there might be some more breaking news about this whole Jayden scandal with it too.
Right.
But yeah, I love talking football, right? So I love watching football. So anytime I can sit there and break down and take it, that's fun to me. Looking at the schedule and saying like, hey, who do I think's going to win here and there and there? And like Lou said, you don't want to make these bets super early because you never know with injuries, especially in football where it's an injury-ridden sport, right? If a star quarterback goes down or a key defensive player goes down, the win total is going to change, right?
Sure.
Unless you're betting the under and you think the under is too high, the over under is too high, that's when you think it benefits you. When you're betting overs, it tends to be better to wait until right before the season starts.
Yeah, absolutely. It is 2-1 still in the Field of Dreams game, but here's what really irks me there, Shano. Guess what they have on the fence behind? They have, of course, the pitcher, and then you have the catcher, and behind that there's advertising. John Deere, which is great. And guess what's on the other side? Bet
what?
MGM. But we don't allow gambling.
They want the gambling money, but they don't want to be associated with gambling. That's what it's coming down to. Right?
Yeah, it reminds me of Joe Pesci in Casino. You have no problem taking it, but giving it is just I'm paraphrasing.
It's like how for years the NFL had all these deals with the fantasy football stuff. And
right.
They know people are. It's pretty much betting, right? People put money down for fantasy football, right? I used to be in a league with a bunch of my college buddies. We all put $200 in. Whoever wins at the end of the year, like first place got 70%, second place got 20%, and third place got 10% of the pot bag, right?
Yep.
And so that's gambling. You're putting your money on the line, right? That's gambling. And the NFL was promoting that like crazy. And then now, they were against you can't bet on over unders, you can't bet on spreads. No, can't do that. And now they're slowly starting to open up to it. Obviously, they don't want the players doing it. I agree with that. But it's crazy the world we live in nowadays.
Yeah. This is the disgusting part. Santos Laguna 2-0 at in the second half. I'm done. I'm done. Philly has really ticked me off. And they're losing at home. That's all I got to say. Anyway, on that note, join us tomorrow. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and thumbs up. Helps the channel out there, guys. We will be back tomorrow with our best bets and those 5 college football breakdowns. So until then, good luck to you on your bets tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Take care.
See ya.